Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. We've
Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Let's try that again.
Welcome back to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. This is our third and final segment. We've been talking about prices rising. Rates are still steady. In the big scheme of things, 6 3/4 is still a great rate, right, Bruce?
It's a great
Over
rate.
the past 30 years, it's below average.
30 years is 7.49%. So we're better than we were, and people are starting to jump in. I think a lot of those move-up buyers are finally
just a quick hint,
come to the realization that things aren't going to get
Waiting
that much
for-
better
yeah.
anytime soon.
waiting for rents to be 6 1/4 is going to cost you about 20, 30 grand on the house you're buying. So get that house now. Call us with your plan. We will help you develop it, time it out, get you set to go. We got a Leapfrog seminar. We're going to get a date out on that. We'll announce that next week. We'll do that in June. Things are moving. Florida is moving. People moving to Florida, to South Florida. A lot of millionaires moving there, leaving New York because they're getting taxed to death on everything. And they're coming here to Florida. And that money's leaving South Florida, coming to Central Florida. So we see our median price climbing. We still see appreciation with this Sleepy Joe hangover economy, I call it. So I think there's lots of good things happening for the spring. Hopefully the Board of Realtors will get us our numbers on what's going on. As far as I can tell, sales are up over last year, about almost 15%. So good things happening there. I want to mention real quick, Bruce, about cash flow. We talk about rentals. We talk about Leapfrog and how to do your rentals. There's things to do before you make your primary home a rental.
Yep.
And we just had one of our Leapfroggers. We made sure he got rid of his PMI. He'd been in the house for 3 years.
Yeah.
Got rid of his PMI, refied the rate, and got him down from he was almost at 8%.
Yeah.
We got him down to 6.
I think we did a bank statement program, then he or something. But I don't know. I don't remember.
But you can't, once you move out, that house becomes a rental.
Yes,
if it's not your homestead. So these are things we help people pay.
Absolutely.
And then understanding your escrows. I had a Leapfrogger, was panicked about, she definitely was on board with leapfrogging, but her home was, her mortgage payment was out of whack. And when I looked, I said, well, you got lender placed insurance. She didn't even know what that was.
Oh my.
Her insurance company canceled her lender place.
She didn't renew it.
It was $1,000 a month of her escrow account. This is on a $300,000 home. So she was, and so I look like a hero because we dropped her mortgage payment from $2,500 to $1,300 because she lost PMI also.
Yeah.
So major cash flow there. So you got to know what you're looking at. If you have any questions, you can always call me at 407-352-8118, Loveland Properties. You'll get a real person answering the phone. I'm working today. You can always give us a call or email me at cleveloveland.com. We'll be happy to help you with whatever you got going on.
You know, I got a rental property fully furnished in Daytona right now. It's a 3-2, fully furnished, at $2,599 per month, fully furnished in Daytona, 3-2. Be nice.
How long of a rental can you do there? You do a snowbird rental for 3 or 4 months?
I can do 6 months in a day. I can do 6 months in a day, but you call me if you're interested in the property. If you wanted a little shorter term, we may be able to make some arrangements.
Careful, the Daytona City Council might be
They
listening.
may be listening to the radio show. I've already been brought into court twice from doing a short-term rental. So listen, I'm going to tell you, Cleve and I will admit our mistakes. Okay. We will admit them to you. We're not perfect.
The government will find out, Bruce.
Yeah. So I should be careful announcing that on the air. No, 6 months in a day. That's all I'm going to do.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Well, I just think right now, I mean, when people need the right help, because they don't do what we do, like our transactions, it's daily for us, getting a mortgage done, getting a house sold, helping a buyer write a contract, helping a landlord, get the right renter in there. And people, I say selling, the average time to sell for somebody is like 5 to 7 years.
Yes.
And so they don't do it that
5
often.
7 years it's funny. I got a client right now. He's like, I don't want to pay PMI for 11 years on an FHA loan. I said, you're putting 5% down on a conventional or an FHA. You're not going to have it anyway.
Yeah.
But people miss that.
Well, I just think it's very important they use somebody that's good, because it's funny. I like watching cat videos on Instagram. That's about the only thing I use Instagram for. And I was watching some funny stuff on there and some funny real estate stuff. But there was a guy using flashcards, and it's funny. He was flashing out, the average realtor selling 3 or 4 homes a year. If you don't use the same realtor you use to buy your home or sell your home, or use somebody that does a lot of business like me, there's a 98% chance the person you're using has like zero experience.
Well, not only that, we were looking this up. The numbers came out. This was a couple months ago that like 79% of realtors sold no
That's where
properties
these stats
last
came
year.
from. Yeah. So
Like that's
sold nothing.
almost, that means
Yep.
only a little over, I think 21% are the only ones that sold property in the entire nation.
And less than, and that other, and 20% of that 21%
Probably
only sold
did
3
a
to
couple
4
of deals.
So that means the top 1% selling 98% of the homes out there. So be careful with that, or you can just save time and call me at 407-352-8118.
Wouldn't
Bruce,
that just make it easier?
it would make it a lot easier.
It
Now,
really would.
Where do you see these rates going over the next couple
Well,
months?
I don't see any type of a major reduction in interest rates coming up in the near future. I mean, when I see near future, in the next few months, okay, I think we're going to remain steady. I think that until we get all this tariff stuff behind us and it's all negotiated out, but he's moving faster than lightning. I mean, he's getting things done that nobody thought could be done. And I just think once we get past that, we can start to normalize a little bit more. And then I think that interest rates could come down.
Yeah.
I think that
Because there's no, just over the past 3 years since we've been dealing with this Sleepy Joe economy, we haven't had
Sloppy Joe's even better.
just about. And we haven't had like adjustable rates never came in.
No, they never did.
Didn't.
There's no market.
And there's still, and there's compression, which is kind of like inflation. You got 1 or 2 points on a house when you buy it. That loan, they know you're going to refi it. Those kinds of things come up. So it's just, I think that, but you got to get into them because the price is rising.
Yes.
And we went from being, even with a bad Sleepy Joe economy, past 3 years, we went into being the 19th most expensive state from the 21st. So things are getting more expensive here. And it's funny. We had a couple bad hurricanes. I see people migrating out of the state. That always happens.
Yeah.
Because our net gain of people last year was only about 1,000 net gain with the people moving
But
out.
if you think of 19th, that means that really, out of 50 states. So that puts us in the top 30%.
Yeah.
Okay. But I still think when you look at New York, look at California, there's so much more. Even Texas, in most parts of Texas, like you take a place like San Antonio, which is kind of like Orlando,
Yep.
Houston,
medium-sized
a little
town,
bigger than Orlando, but similar. Their prices are way higher than ours. Now their insurance may be lower, but their prices are higher.
Their state taxes are higher though.
Yeah. Well,
the state property
Texas
taxes
doesn't have state taxes.
No, not their property. Their property taxes are higher. So, but there's all these different things. But I think I've been in Central Florida all my life, except for maybe I think I was born 3 years. 3 years. So I've got 57 years in town, and it's just something. I just think we've turned into a nice little town. We're accessible. We're affordable. We've got everything now. 20 years ago, different story. So, but if you got any real estate plans or you're going to get a mortgage, I can't stress enough, realtors, how you need to call Bruce. The loan will get done.
It will get done.
It will get done. And in fact,
if it can't be done, I'll let you know right off the bat what you need to do to make it happen.
And we got a little bit of time, Bruce. Why don't we talk about getting fast tracked and what you do? Because I think rates drop below 6.5. I see multiple offers now.
Yes.
On the right house in the right market when there's not much around. We got kind of a fractured market. Some places are sellers market. I see multiple offers, and that fast track is going to be very important. Tell people how you do that.
Fast track is a full underwritten approval. The problem with mortgages is that pre-approvals are written by loan officers, but loan officers can't really approve loans. None of them can with any company anywhere. They can't do it. So how can they write an approval if they can't really approve a loan? It doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? So what we do is we will take that pre-approval and then we'll get you in front of an underwriter. We'll fully underwrite the loan. That way, all conditions are met with aside from the appraisal on the property and the title insurance. Okay. Other than that, everything's good to go. All right. So then I can guarantee you, the buyer and the seller, that we can close quickly and we'll guarantee the close time. So when you're fast track loan approved, I will literally guarantee the seller that I'll close their transaction on time or I'll pay the seller up to $500 per day that we miss the closing. Now, no other lender is going to do that. And the fact of the matter is I have a strong guarantee because I'll back it up and I've paid it one time. I did miss a closing. I paid it one time. I missed it by a day. It was a USDA transaction.
Decade
ago.
Long time ago.
Been a long time ago, but I have to be honest. So I will pay it if we miss it. I won't miss it.
And rarely do things move that fast.
No.
And so
But I
sometimes,
got 2 VAs right now want to close in less than 30 days.
Yeah.
One's in 15. That's
Yep.
a pretty fast
that's
closing.
pretty good if you can do that, because time is money. Sometimes, like if a house is vacant, I can get a couple thousand off from my buyer.
Sure.
Say, hey, if we close quicker, will you do
Or
this?
we have a motivated
Um,
seller, but if you can say, hey, I can close in 10 days, you might get a
Yep.
better deal. So you can't do that unless you're fast track. Fast track is a full underwritten loan approval. Nothing can fall apart unless the house doesn't appraise. You back out for inspections, or you can't get insurance.
What are you seeing with all your builders, Bruce? You work with a lot of big builders. Are they still paying costs? And
They're paying Trinity Family Builders, paying all your closing costs when you use the loan arranger. Go out and tell the folks at Trinity Family Builders the loan arranger sent you out there. They'll pay your closing costs. I've got custom, semi-custom builders. They can build in closing costs into it. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you can get your cost paid. Builders are doing a lot of buy downs right now too. They're spending a lot of money to really combat affordability. And that's what it's all about right now. But I'm finding that the builders are really just, they're struggling like everybody else. They are struggling.
And they have to sell. Some people
have to sell.
I have sellers sometimes, they go, it's not the right time. I got a lot of competition. I'm going to wait.
Have millions of dollars
tied up in
land
and land they need to develop,
you
and
gotta
roads
sell
they got to put in, and houses they got to sell.
and I'm going to see, sorry about that. I didn't mean to cough in the microphone, but yeah, I'm seeing builders making deals to make things happen. But you can get some good deals with builders. Now, some of these builders I like better than others. So if you want to know which builders I like and I trust and I connect you with, you call the loan arranger. I'll connect you with the right builder. 407-250-9144, or go to webringyouhome.com, get your application started, or call or text me. We can take it over the telephone. We'll get you approved, and we'll give you a guaranteed close time. We'll give you a great rate. If you want to buy a home, sell a home, you call Cleve Loveland, the voice of real estate. He can be reached right now at 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. So yeah, Cleve, we've covered a lot of things. We covered interest rates. We covered your 50-point stage checklist, why they should choose you over picking their cousin's best friend's mother for a real estate agent, and what problems happen with that. And we talked about prices. We've talked about buyer's market in some segments of the market, seller's market in other areas, balance market in other. It's a schizophrenic market out there.
It is. Right, it's good. That's a good term, schizophrenic. But it's funny, Bruce, you talk about picking your brother's cousins, friends. I had somebody trying to find a house, get mom closer to them. She's 85. She was a realtor.
Oh boy.
Excuse me. Licensed real estate salesperson,
okay,
not practicing,
not a realtor, a real estate
retired
agent.
At 85. They wanted to make an offer on one of my listings. I had multiple offers, and I said, hey, you need to come look at it and see it. And they're like, okay. They got one of the kids through. Like, okay, mom, come look at this house. Never did it. Sold it. House came back on the market. That buyer's financing fell apart. The house came back on the market. I called them, and another son came and looked at it, but mom still didn't come look at it. I gave him a warning. Sold again. You know who walks in my office about 2 weeks later? The home's pending. The home's sold. They come walking in my office with an offer, $50,000 below list price. And this is on a $500,000 home, and saying, well,
now the house is already under contract.
And it's under contract. It's been under contract. And we told them that. And I said, what? And I asked, they said, we really need this for our mom. I'm like, well, I told you. And why do you think this is? Why'd you write it for 10% off, 10% off, list price? I'm like, why are you doing this? And all this time you've wasted. And that was the one they really loved. Mom loved the pictures. They didn't go over and put mom in the car and drive her over and get it done right then. There's no better time like the present to get things done like that.
Well, real estate, a good deal is
and
not going to last.
And the two sons are literally taking time away from their careers. That's not their full-time careers. Yeah. And it's just like, you want somebody to do it right. I get that sometimes, Bruce, on my offers. I call to give a counter offer to an agent, and I hear them. It sounds like they're checking out the line at Walgreens, and they're actually running the register.
Oh boy.
I'm glad they're working, but hey, if you're going to be in real estate, be in real estate full time. Hobbyists don't help us. There's people driving around. I think part of our market
absolutely do not help us.
Part of our market right now, Bruce, is stuck because they're in the car with the wrong agent, not showing them what prices are. All these things that come about. But whatever your real estate plan is, call us 407-352-8118. Realtors, I can't say enough about how good Bruce is in getting loans done. Give him a call.
Cleve, that means a lot. It really does. If you have any questions for the Lone Ranger, you'd like to get your application started, anything residential, I can help you. 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. Along with Cleve Loveland, the voice of real estate here in Orlando, the best real estate agent, can help you buy, sell, or manage your property. Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for joining Cleve and I on the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. We'll be here again next week, and tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock for the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Have a blessed weekend.